be confident. Different speakers have different speciality. Some like joking, some like, yes, that's a different variety. But when you walk confidently and come, not too fast, not too slow. Confidently, the moment you step on the stage, the moment you're seen by the audience, you're under scanner. And it starts from there. How you walk also we give marks. Point number 2. Pause confidently before starting the speech. Come on the microphone. Want to adjust the microphone? Adjust. Look, there's no hurry. Some people, what they do? Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. They start saying Assalamu alaikum from here, and you only hear rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So when you come, take your time, no hurry. Even though the lecture is starting late, no problem. How many seconds it takes? 5? 10? Adjustment may take some time. Adjust properly. Give a good look and then start. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalam. Ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Amma ba'd. And you continue. Point number 3. If there is any disturbance during the speech, if it can be overlooked, overlook it or ask the disturbance to be stopped verbally. But don't interrupt your speech intermittently during the disturbance. The attention of the audience will be diverted at intervals and you lose your grip on them. As I told you, somebody is talking, avoid him. If you can't be avoided, stop your speech, tell him directly, confidently, remove the disturbance. Point number 4. It is preferable to drink water before starting the speech to lubricate the mouth. Only drink room temperature water and not cold water. Avoid drinking water while standing. Before starting your speech, whether you drink before coming on the stage, or if water is not available, you can come. Sometimes I have not had the water before coming. So I go, sit, have water and come, no problem. You would have seen sometimes I go and drink water. No problem. It lubricates your mouth. So if you're giving a speech of half an hour now, there's no disturbance, give the full talk. During question and answer session, you can have the water. The water that is there on your table while giving a speech should be room temperature. Not warm water, not cold water, room temperature water. Because if it's cold water, your vocal cords can get jammed. Your vocal cords, while you're giving a speech, I usually don't have cold water. I have very, very cold water. And those who know me, there's another speaker, name is Maulana Ali Nadvi, may Allah grant him Jannah. He was a great person, mashallah, from India. And even he used to have cold water, very cold water. So when people used to ask him that, why do you have so much cold water? So his reply was, I cannot get colder than this. I cannot find water colder than this, therefore I'm having this. So I personally also have very cold water. But during the speech, the water should be room temperature so that it doesn't cause problem to your vocal cords. Because while you're speaking, if you know heats and if you know sports, you do warming up. You're warming up so that you're warmed up. Your muscles are warmed up. Your vocal cords are warmed. And then if you have cold water, it can get jammed. Normally cold water, there's no problem unless you have a health problem. Some people think that cold water is bad for health. Not necessarily. Yes, if you have a problem with cold water, then it's bad for you. Generally, there's no problem. But while speaking, see to it that the water is room temperature water and always kept on the table to lubricate your mouth when required. Avoid drinking while standing, that has been discussed earlier. That's mentioned in Sahih Bukhari, volume number 7 in the book of drinks, chapter number 16, hadith number 5615. Hazrat Ali, may Allah be pleased with him, said that I know many people think that standing and drinking is prohibited, but I've seen the Prophet drink standing the way I'm doing, and he stood and drank the water. Based on this, standing and drinking is not haram, it is makruh because there are various other hadith in Bukhari and Muslim, in which the Prophet said, don't stand and drink. So if a commandment contradicts with an action, that commandment doesn't become a fard, it becomes mustahab. To sit and drink is mustahab. To stand and drink is not haram, it is makruh. Now, normally I don't stand and drink, but on stage I used to, as I told you earlier. But since many years, since 1996, I've stopped standing and drinking on the stage. Otherwise, I do it rarely. On the stage, I make it a point, people watching, they should not get a wrong impression. That is the reason I sit and I drink. And that is the reason I sit even during question and answer time, so that I can drink water. Point number 5. Visit the venue in advance, if possible, to familiarize yourself with the hall and the surrounding. If you visit the hall in advance, mentally you're prepared. That's the reason, one of the reasons we had the orientation is that to give you an idea a day in advance, where you're going to sit. We had the orientation, you came here, the set wasn't completely prepared, but you're mentally prepared. It is so big, there's a stage, there are LEDs behind, so mentally you're prepared. Otherwise you come day one, Now when you go home at night, you start thinking, oh, I never expected this, I never thought this. You might have thought we'll be going in a small, dingy room, and you never expected to be such a big stage. And this is a big stage. Never ever in our life, in a studio, we did such a big. The stage is more than half of the studio. Do you know that? 55% of the studio is stage. Because the audience is only 20 people. We had many a time workshops, 20 people, 25 people, 30 people. The studio we had was not even 20% of the studio. It's more than sufficient. But now because we're on a bigger banner and we have, mashallah, students from all over the world. So we want to give them something good. Shooting is better. So if you are coming in advance, and when I told my brother-in-law who's going to come, inshallah, he'll be coming on the 23rd, inshallah. The person I spoke, who is expert in management, he said that, Zakir bhai, can I come and have a look? He's an expert. He's training, he's traveling throughout the world. He knows that when Zakir and all IRFs, they have in style. So on his way, he wants to see the place. Why? To familiarize himself. He's experienced. He has traveled to several countries. He's addressed so many people, what 20 people, he's on different parts of the world. All top management people he addresses. He trains them. But he wants to familiarize himself. And I told him, I doubt whether you have ever spoken on such a stage before. Even though he has traveled throughout the world, very few people have the capacity to have such a stage. And the DOP, day for yesterday, while I was speaking with him, as I was telling you that he was doing Filmfare and this, when he showed our stage, the people of Filmfare saying, who's trying to compete with us? And they were shocked. A religious program? So many LEDs? Those who know, technically, if they see the stage, it's difficult for them to digest. If you say 2,500 square feet of LED P3, these are technical words, khalas. The channels cannot afford it. And to have this, you have so many manpower behind. So once you're familiarized with it, mentally you're prepared. Okay, I'm going to give a talk on such a big stage. Otherwise you think you're going to give a talk on such a small stage, suddenly you see something big. So you're mentally prepared. Now once you have the experience, you have spoken in big stages and big audience, 100,000, 500,000, then that stage fear is not there. You have to go and have a look at whether everything is in working condition. But the stage requirement to be there and the feel is not there because you have gone, now you're beyond that level where you have to go and have a feel. Because you're used to small, big. For you to get familiar, when you're walking on the stage only you get familiarized. Khalas. Because you're used to it. So going and having a visit at the venue is very important. Point number 6, the public address system should be professional as sound is the most important part of the talk. As I told you, the sound system is your weapon. It's very important and we shall deal with it later on, that how do we see to it, you ensure that it's good. Point number 7, prepare a checklist of all the requirements. Example, professional public address system, mic on the floor, stand without a podium, a glass with a jug of water, at room temperature to be kept on the table. These requirements and the checklist can be given to the organizers. There are 3 points mentioned here. One is a professional public address system, mic on the floor, stand with a podium, a glass with jug of water.
La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, Muhammadun Rasulullah, Muhammadun Rasulullah. أرجو رضاك يا الله، أنت الرحيم يا الله، هبني عطاك يا الله، أنت الكريم منك العطاء يا الله، أنت العظيم يا الله، فيك الرجاء يا الله، أنت الحليم. الرحمن الستار ملك الملك الغفار الوهاب المنان المتعال. الرحمن الستار ملك الملك الغفار الوهاب المنان المتعال.